Welcome everyone to WCU Entertainment Review. I'm Jimmy. And I'm Dylan TT Showbiz.
Yeah.
The extra T is for extra talent. Not only is this why you don't matter, this is why you're not allowed to introduce yourself.
I swear you don't understand art.
Anyway, we're going to send you to two handsome gentlemen over in the Game Central in a second.
We can see them over there.
They're very handsome.
They're adorable.
And welcome back. Dylan, you can see we're in a new studio.
Yeah, the marvels of technology has brought us here today.
And those marvels are showing you Batman Arkham Knight. Now this is a part of the Arkham series that Rocksteady's been releasing since 2009. It started with Arkham Asylum, and now you have Arkham City, and then you had Arkham Origins, and now you're at Arkham Knight.
Plus a few DS games.
We don't talk about the DS games. The point is, what this series has done is basically taking comic book games, which have usually been really bad. I mean, Superman 64 is it's the Batman and Robin of superhero video games. It's just really bad.
It's the epitome of how not to do anything, ever.
There's a lot of ring traveling. But anyway, the point is this. What this series has done is it's taken comic book games and made them more viable to the consumer. And what we have here today is Arkham Knight is actually being changing its rating from a teen like the rest of the series to an M.
That's a slightly dangerous move. I mean, a lot of the Arkham games are kind of sold as teen games that fit with the whole comic books are for teenagers and kids. Shifting to an M rating will cut out a lot of their market just from parents not wanting to buy their kids an M-rated game.
And well, it'll be interesting to see why it's rated M. I played all three other games. I've beaten them. Actually played Arkham City multiple times. And those games are very dark. There's killing, there's murder, there's sex references, there's stuff like that in them. So what they're doing in this game that makes it so much darker?
I mean, there's some rules and guidelines for the rating system, but for the most part, it's pretty arbitrary. I mean, think of cartoons. They get away with everything, but they're still kids-oriented.
And to be fair, let's be honest. Mortal Kombat has shown when you sit there and you make a controversy about what a game is rated,
you make lots of money.
You make a lot of money. Congress learned that the hard way by creating this rating system. Basically made Mortal Kombat the game that it is today, which is about to release, what, its 10th or 11th game?
I don't even know. They're probably done with numbers at this point.
I think they're at 10, but it doesn't matter.
Keep writing our checks. Mortal Kombat edition.
And the thing is, hopefully this game, it doesn't go too dark just for the sake of going dark. I don't think it has been. Rocksteady's been very good at keeping these games worth playing. They've really done a great job of intertwining people like the Joker, Penguin, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, even some lesser-known villains like Ventriloquist, Killer Croc, Scarecrow, who's supposed to be one of the main villains. Now, Arkham Knight, I don't really know who that is. They've not referenced if he's a new.
You were mentioning how it's a new IP potentially.
Yeah, it's a new villain. They don't really know for sure who he's going to be. He could be an already existing villain. It'll be interesting to see where they go with it because it's a DC lore. They have so much.
It's nice that they're giving them creative freedom on this. That lets them do a lot of stuff and not be forced to constrain to whatever movies out or TV shows out.
Very true. Now, if you want to pick up this game, it will be out in June, so keep an eye out for it. And if you pre-order it, you can get Harley Quinn.
Oh, Jimmy, you're on fire.
Thank you. And anyway, we will send it back to the desk to Jimmy and Dylan.
They're amazing.
I know, they're handsome.
Yes, the best.
Man, those two are handsome devils.
I know, and they're just great, producers and cast and everything. They're just amazing. They deserve every medal and award.
I mean, did you see the guy in the suit? Wow, he pulls it off.
And then the guy with this similar jacket, it's weird.
I can't guarantee that one, but what I do want to do first, before we go into our next section, is a certain member of this cast, I don't want to name any names, let's just call him Dylan TT Showbiz. And what he did last week is he got the wrong name for one of the interviews he did. Would you like to correct that at the moment?
Instead of John, I meant to say Paul. That was my bad, Mr. Paul. If you're watching this, which you're probably not. My bad. It's Paul. To all the Pauls out there, I'm sorry.
It's true.
I am.
Anyway, what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about television. So we're going to send you to our television panel, and we'll be right back. And we're back here to talk about SNL 40. We have a big panel here today, and actually, Courtney is new to the cast.
Say hi to Courtney, everybody.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi, everyone.
Who said you guys could talk?
Oh, God. Stress is high in the film crew.
Now, let's talk about comedy, because this is what this show's about. Comedy. Okay, seriously. Anyway, so let's talk about SNL 40, guys. It was a big special. It was about 2 weeks ago. Monster ratings. I mean, I think it was the biggest, most rated event on NBC that wasn't a sports since Friends.
Well, it's SNL. It's always a moneymaker.
And, you know, I watched the show. It's probably one of the, you know, it had moments where it was kind of late, but there's parts of it that are really funny. You know, my favorite part of the whole show is still Bill Murray singing Jaws, the love theme. Not Jaws the theme, the love theme. Now, let me ask some of you guys what you think. Dion, what was your favorite part of the show?
I think the part where Maya Rudolph was Beyonce.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I love her. She's
The
like
Wind
always
Machine
funny.
with Martin Short.
Yes, so good.
Courtney, what was yours?
It's probably either Celebrity Jeopardy, because it's always just been a favorite of mine, or Weekend Update, because Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Jane Curtin, all in one room was just a childhood dream come true.
That was really funny.
Very fun.
Erica, what was your favorite part?
I have to agree. Weekend Update, definitely. It's my favorite part of the show no matter what. So just to see who they had guest starring and who they had hosting, it was fantastic.
And I'm either going to have to go with Jaws, the love theme, or the Jeopardy. Each were amazing, and I almost died from each of them.
You know, I didn't say you could talk. Anyway.
There's tears here.
As we, you know, as SNL, it's 40 years now. You know, this is older. It's a show older than all of us. And, you know, what are some of your favorite moments from the show? Because it's been 40 years. You got to have one or two. So, Dylan, why don't you start us off this time? You can talk.
Oh, thank you. Probably the Coneheads are probably some of my favorite ones.
Funny stuff. That's
They're
true.
always funny skits. And the movie was fun, too.
Good. That's true. What about you?
Definitely Weekend Update, top, I guess, skit or short. And any digital short that they have featuring The Lonely Island is just fantastic.
Courtney, what do you think?
I remember the first SNL skit I ever saw was More Cowbell, and basically that has always stuck with me. That is definitely one, or any of the digital shorts, I have to agree, especially like Laser Cats and any of the Lonely Island stuff.
And Dion, what's your favorite?
I like old school SNL, so like Chris Kattan, like when Will Ferrell was on there, like that to me, those were like the best years, like ever. Like especially when he played Mango, like it's the funniest.
No, that's the thing. I love a lot of this like stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great, you know, skits. You know, going back into before we were born, like there's the White Like Me skit with Eddie Murphy where he becomes white for the day, which
Yes.
is hilarious. There's skits like
The What Is Love skit was amazing.
the cheeseburger skit was really funny. There's just a lot of really funny skits that, you know, it's really a great show, and hopefully they go for another 40 years.
And once you see like the aspiring like anybody who's on an SNL is probably going to be a major player in the next 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, new people anyway. Like the old people there are all major players.
I mean, I just loved how everyone came back for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they had a lot of fun.
everywhere you turned, there was an SNL alum, and I know it just got better and better as it got on, or went on.
That's very true. But guys, we're gonna shift gears, send it back to the desk, and we will be right back with you. Dylan, SNL seems hilarious.
That's just a fact. It's always been hilarious.
You know what else is hilarious? The Oscars ratings.
That wasn't, it was just sad.
Well, we'll talk about this more with our group. So let's send it over to the movie panel. And guys, we're back, and you know, for some reason the desk just doesn't acknowledge that we're the same group, but we'll proceed as usual.
I think we would reference ourselves too much.
I don't know, but that guy at the desk in the suit, so handsome.
The ego boosting knows no bounds.
I know, it's true. But what we're going to talk about today, guys, is the Oscars. It was this weekend. You know, you probably saw it, and when I say probably, I mean you probably didn't, because
Like this show.
it saw a pretty big decline in the ratings. You know, I didn't watch it. I'm not going to lie. I don't think Dylan watched it.
I watched about 10 minutes before I changed the channel. It was just boring.
I've seen clips of it. It seemed really dry, but you know, you guys all watched it. What do you think?
I mean, definitely compared to other years, very, very dry, very, very boring. The jokes just didn't stick. Neil Patrick Harris tried very, very hard, and I just don't think it worked. He does a fantastic Tony. You probably have not seen him, host the Tonys as well, but he does a really, really good job with that. And I think that the Oscars was kind of hoping that he would bring that entertainment to the Oscars, but I really don't think anyone can top last year with Ellen.
Courtney, what do you think?
I have to agree with Erica. I mean, I was so excited for NPH, but honestly, it just felt completely flat. The jokes were honestly very just dry and kind of stupid, and I was looking forward to like fun dance numbers and things like that, and I feel like he barely was even on the stage, let alone on top of his game.
And then when he was on the stage, it almost felt like they tried to get him off as soon as possible.
Right, definitely.
Dion, what was your opinion of the show?
I thought it was really weird, like the whole situation with John Travolta. And, like,
Touching people's faces.
yeah, it was like that was weird, and like something else weird happened, but I kind of like was flipping back and forth between something else. It was boring.
I mean, the question I think I just got to ask, because I think it's a relevant question. Is it boring because the show is boring, or is it boring because maybe the movies they're nominating are movies? Like, I mean, I think the best quote I heard all week was, "It's a show that nobody watched about movies nobody saw."
Well, most of the people there are big art people, and they don't watch things like Guardians of the Galaxy or the Lego Movie or movies that everybody loved, everybody saw. They don't find that to be arty enough for them, so they have to find the most asinine things they can see.
I mean, I think that all of the movies that were nominated deserve to be nominated in the categories. I mean, they definitely missed a lot of great opportunities. Like you said, the Lego Movie, that definitely should have been nominated.
That deserved a little bit more than they got.
Yes, and they definitely showed that by when they performed Everything is Awesome. They handed out Lego Oscars to everyone, so they definitely got their point across with that. But I mean, I think everything that was nominated deserved to be nominated, and I think my favorite parts were the parts where they weren't handing out the awards. Definitely the speeches. They're fantastic speeches this year, and Lady Gaga's performance of The Sound of Music was just fantastic.
I've heard good things. Courtney, what do you think? Do you think it's the movie quality, or is it just maybe like it makes it very bland?
Personally, I just feel like whenever I watch award shows, I just get jealous. I'm like, here are these guys who are making billions and billions of dollars, and I understand they do tons of hard work, especially the actors, but I feel like I'm so tired of just seeing some actor who is a box office star get all this recognition when there's so many people that do behind the scenes work that I feel like deserve more. So I feel like if they had a show more dedicated to special effects people and scene designers, it would be a lot more interesting.
Okay. Dion, what did you think?
Well, I think the issue with the Oscars is that the people who vote on the movies aren't like the majority of people. Like I read an article saying that like they were like the average person was like 63 years old. So that's probably the reason why.
Especially old men.
Yeah, that's
white men.
yeah. That's why the movies that are nominated aren't popular movies or.
Yeah, hopefully that will change this over the next year or so.
So if it did represent like the average consumer, Michael Bay movies would be winning every Oscar award.
And that's all.
And nobody ever
we'll
wants
end on
that.
that note because we have to go and I have to get to class. So
He's lying.
I think we'll just sit there and say we'll see you all next week.